Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. I'm taking a look at a deck that I'm finding a lot of fun to play, and this is Gengar EX. Gengar EX is one of the new Stage 2 EXs, 210 HP, which is okay, a solid attack, and a solid ability, and it makes it a disruptive deck and fun to play. All right, getting into the details, Tricky Steps does 160 for 2 Darkness energies, and then you may move an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon to one of the bench Pokemon. So it makes it just harder to, if we're not knocking them out, which we're not certainly doing all the time with 160, making it tough to set up the following turn. And then Gnawing Curse ability, whenever your opponent attaches an energy card from their hand to one of their Pokemon, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, so if they keep reattaching, getting extra damage counters on them. A big deal, and I do believe the ability stacks. We do have 3 copies, so potentially 40 or 60 damage when they attach energy, so could even possibly knock something out that way, which is quite nice. So we're playing 3 of the EXs, 1 of the single prize Gengar. It can do 100 for 2 energy, and your opponent's Pokemon is asleep, which obviously makes it a little bit difficult for them. And once during your turn, a big part of it is also anti-control install, because once during your turn you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So if our opponent's trying to gust something up with Snorlax, we can use the Night Gate ability and just send back our attacker every turn. So it's a nice option to have on the bench, or because obviously stalling things out, even for non-control decks, sometimes in the middle of a game when things aren't going well, you just pass, because stalling is the best option at times. So that's a nice plus there. We play 2 of the stage 1s. I'm playing the Haunter with 80 HP. There's one with 90 HP, and looking at online deck lists, it's a pretty 50-50 split between which Haunter people play. Obviously 10 more HP is nice, but I think this attack is better for Darkness colorless. Does 40, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. It's a disruptive deck, so I think the sleep is useful. That's my thought there. And then 4 of the basic Gastlys. Which even is, once again, another disruptive attack. Mysterious Beam, 1 Darkness Energy, flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy for opponent's active Pokemon. I really haven't had to use that, fortunately, but it's just there for a little more disruption if we want it. Then a 2/2 Bibarel and a 1 Skwovet. Just a nice, simple engine to get things set up, and that's it. So you could play Manaphy in the deck, I'm not. You could play Radiant Greninja or something like that in the deck, I'm not, again. So, or you could have some decks play Pidgeot EX or some other type of engine as well. Again, just keeping it simple with just Bibarel, Skwovet, and the Gengar EX line. And also so I can get in some disruptive trainers along the way. So 10 basic Darkness energies. I think this is a solid number. I'm happy with that count. You could always, some lists play more, some lists I've seen play less. I think 10 is a comfortable number as I've worked on the deck. So, all right, just first, it's 2 energies to attack with. Now, we're not always getting knocked out every turn, but we still want to be able to get energy on an attacker in 1 turn. So we have 2 ways to do that. 1, I play 2 copies of Dark Patch in this list. Again, some lists play it, some lists play 4, some lists play none. I think 2. I think it's useful at times, and I think 2 is plenty to get things set up. And then 4 copies of Giovanni's Charisma. I like this a lot. You need at least 3 copies, and I think the list. I like 4 because it's very disruptive, and it does give us energy acceleration. What you do is you put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. If you do, attach an energy card from your hand to your active Pokemon. So it gives you accelerate energy from hand, and then you can attach manually for turn to get those 2 energies in play onto the active. But a lot of times also we're not even using it to accelerate energy, but just to disrupt, right? Because we're moving the energy off with Gengar's attack, and then we're putting an energy into their hand with Giovanni's Charisma. And of course, they have to reattach the energy, does more damage with Gengar's ability, so it all kind of fits together in the list, so I really like it there. With this disruptive thing, it's energy moving. We do play 2 copies of Crushing Hammer. Again, you're probably going to, with 2 of them, you're going to hit heads once on average over the course of a game, assuming you draw and play both hammers. Is it enough, playing, if you want to take advantage of the hammers, you play 4 copies. I don't have deck space for 4 copies, so I decided that 2 copies, that still has value. That's where I'm at. I'm not entirely certain what the hammer situation is. Should it be 4 and I should cut stuff for it? Should I just say no, 2 hammers is enough, go to none in deck? That's an option too. depending what you think. All right, let's see. Getting Pokemon to play one copy of Artazon, just a useful stadium. Right, put a basic Pokemon in the rule box from your deck onto your bench. I'm playing 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. No Nest Ball, just Buddy-Buddy Poffin, because that's all I need. It gets 2 Pokemon in play onto the bench, and then 4 Ultra Balls to get those evolutions into our hands and onto the bench there. All right, just start working through the rest of the trainers. 1 Boss's Order is just very good, but don't have much deck space for for more boss. 1 Prime Catcher, and of course this reduces the need for boss as well. Switch your opponent's Pokemon, switch your own Pokemon, and of course with Dark Patch, being able to switch from the bench to the active is helpful there. 4 Arven, get an item, get a tool. You know, there's a lot of good items, and Arven guarantees getting the item we need. Rare Candy, 4 Rare Candies by the way. Buddy-Buddy Poffin, like I said, Dark Patch, Prime Catcher, and then we do play a couple tools, which I will hit next. Just the 1 tool actually, but 2 copies of TM Evolution, because this is partly why we play 2 copies of the Stage 1. So if we TM Evolution on our first turn, ideally, then we can get 2 Gengar EXs into play the following turn, or you could evolve a Bidoof and Bibarel also, as one of those 2 Pokemon you're evolving. So useful there. At one point I had 1 TM Evolution, 1 TM Devolution. I wasn't getting a lot of value, I guess, out of the TM Devolution, so I just went with 2 Evolutions. But some of it's what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of like ancient box decks or Roaring Moon EX decks, a lot of ancient single prize attackers. So TM Devolution's been no use at all. I think I mentioned, so 4 Rare Candy, we have the Stage 2s, we want to just get those in play quickly, so it makes sense there. With the Stage 1s, you could go to 3 Rare Candies, but I just like to be, since we don't have a way to search it out necessarily, we can with Arven, but then of course we have to have the Pokemon already, or access to the Pokemon, so I like the extra Rare Candy just to help. Consistency, help set up is really important. 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, 2 Ionos, 1 Counter Catcher, just really good as another gusting card. If we fall behind, it's very good to be able to be disruptive and just mess with our opponent. 2 Earthen Vessels, just get some of those energies into hand, as well as discarded energy, so that we can Dark Patch as well. And then 1 Super Rod, get back some Pokemon or energies for the discard pile into our deck. So that's the list, and I've been finding it to be pretty effective, and it's usually pretty fun too. So let's take a look at the deck in action. All right, I will say this deck, in terms of its rating on Limitless for online tournaments, is very terrible. But honestly, I've been finding it pretty effective to play, and also it is a lot of fun. Against these ancient decks, I've been seeing a lot of just moving energy after energy onto the Radiant Greninja on the bench is a very nice feeling, and something your opponent just doesn't like to see. So going first, that's not, I'm an evolution deck, so that's okay. So might even be another ancient box. I don't know. So, well, starting Skwovet, that makes that decision easy. This could be a very quick game. Getting a mulligan is good. What's that? Oh, Darkrai. Okay. With grass and darkness energy. All right. See what this is. Hopefully I need to get some more Pokemon on the bench though, or else I'm not liking this at all. All right, Ultra Ball, not ideal, but I'm gonna have to play it. So, an ancient box deck, or okay, Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I have a Rare Candy and Ultra Ball. So I'm gonna get down the Bidoof as well. Let's just see. Hopefully I can. Yeah, I'll do this. And I will attach here and end turn. See what happens here. So I don't necessarily have to Giovanni's Charisma. Hopefully my Gastly doesn't get knocked out. I could have dropped down 2 Gastlys. I could have Ultra Ball to get like a Gastly or something down, but I really do think I need to Ultra. Okay, well, this is good. So, do I want an Artazon? I might not want an Artazon, actually. So, I can... Let's see, get rid of Boss. I'm going to get... So I can Rare Candy. I don't think I want to play the... I think Artazon helps my opponent too much, so I'm thinking I do not want to give my opponent that, right? It's a little weird here. Okay, so I'm going to get Bibarel down. I think I want to disrupt. I need to thin my hand too. Don't want to retreat, so I want to. And I have Rare Candy, so let me think. I'm going to. Actually, I'm going to Giovanni, and I'm going to accelerate to the active because now I can retreat. What I need to do is now I need to get a. I need an energy and a stage 2. It's not impossible. Got, well, halfway there, so that's not terrible. So I can evolve. And I guess I should, and I will Skwovet because ideally I get another basic on into play, right? So let me Nest Dash first. And my opponent's not doing much. I'm glad I didn't drop down the Artazon. Okay. So my opponent conceded because they had no energy. And yeah, it's an effective. Gengar's been pretty good against these ancient decks. So and obviously they had a terrible start, but you know I got them to no energy, and I was gonna get a Gengar AX in play all on my second turn. So yeah, I mean that's the deck. My deck setup was you know, it didn't have the full as big a bench as I would liked, but got the critical pieces into play. So while my opponent didn't do much, my deck did set up nicely. All right, let's see how things go here. This has been a deck, which I've had other decks like this, where when I was doing the testing before to finalize my build, before doing, you know, I like to do the deck overview first and then the gameplay. I don't always, but that's my preferred way of doing it. I just like the flow of it better. I put together the list, played it, adjusted the list, played it, was really happy with the list. It was working well. As soon as I hit record to start doing these games for my video, the deck starts really struggling. Some close games, but it's just missing a lot now. So I'm not sure. I could now, I could put in Radiant Greninja just to give myself a little draw engine, and I chose not to. So I know that hurts. But I have Skwovet Bibarel. That's a decent engine. It sets up reasonably okay. So we'll see how things go here. Am I first or second, by the way? Well, we'll find out when the timer goes. So I'm second. So what I want to get here, ideally, is I want to get TM Evolution. Right, so I want to drop down. That's what I need, TM Evolution. Pure and simple. So, okay, so it looks like a straightforward Charizard EX deck, I'm guessing. They weren't able to get down at a... So they're not going to attack this turn. That's good for me. All right, I'm going to get a TM Evolution, I assume, here. Let's just see what else is here. Yeah, so I'm just going to do this. My Arven. Grab my... I think I want another Buddy-Buddy Poffin TM Evolution. I have an energy, right? Yeah, I got several energies. So, and I can Giovanni's Charisma next turn, hopefully, because that's the only way I can kind of get the energies I needed to play, right? Do I want to get down another... No, I'm going to drop down a second, get 3 Gastlys in play, because that's obviously Gastlys, and also stacking the damage with the Gastlys, although it's not going to be overly effective because they're accelerating them from the Charizard EX. I assume that's the case. I haven't actually seen any cards to that effect, but that just seems like the likely case, right? So I'm not going to drop down a Bidoof. I should have made sure both Haunters were in deck. I did not do that. Fortunately, they were. So that was very poor on my part, I will say. I could have got a Bibarel down, but since he's just a stage 1, I think I have the Iono in hand, so I will Iono. probably. Now, if I Iono, I can't attack this turn. Right? Which, that's not the end of the world for me. They're just going to get down. They're probably going to grab a... Okay, so attaching from hand there. Force Seal Stone. Okay, they're going to probably grab some Buddy-Buddy Poffin, get two Charmeleons in play. Or wait, Charmanders? Charmander, right? Yeah, Charmeleon's stage 1. And now they may just use Rotom V as what, instant charge. They didn't instant charge, which I'm surprised by that, I will say. So I will attach an Iono. So I'm really surprised. I guess they have the card. I mean, well, no, if they have the cards they want, I guess it would have reduced the odds of my Ionoing, but that was a bit. That was very odd. That's what I will say. I'm not liking that. Do I want to? Wow. Do I want to go with the other Gengar? Don't know that I do. Do I? This is not a good set of cards at all. All right, I'm going to do this, do that. I think I'm going to retreat. I'm going to retreat, and then, because then I can accelerate an energy with my Dark Patch. That's what I'm thinking. I'll set up the Gengar. He could still actually use his ability, too. But I want a Dark Patch to this Haunter. And I will just end turn. Because the Iono is good still, right? Iono is still good. I mean, I could have got the Bibarel in play, and then at that turn it might have gone better for me. But honestly, a single prize Gengar, 2 Haunters, 2 energy on the 1 Haunter. I like the setup. They might knock out my active. That could be coming for sure. In which case, the Giovanni's Charisma could be a nice play. But I can't do that because I'm going to have to Iono here, right? At some point, disrupting their energy their energies will be good, right? At this point, I'm going to just slide energies onto the Rotom V. Now, they have Frustratura scenario, right? So they can just kind of keep chucking energy on and get that into hand. So 180. Send up the Haunter with the 2 energies because I want to attack. I could, if I don't want to worry about the Turo situation as much, I could. Well, that actually is interesting. So now I could go Disrupt. No, I think I need to Iono here still, right? I think I still need to Iono. So I'm going to evolve because I need to do that to the EX. Sorry, rather than the Bidoof. I need to get the Gengar. I need to attack with Gengar. That's a given. And then I'll Iono here. And then hopefully I can start disrupting their world, right? That becomes the next thing to work on. It's not a bad set of cards at all. So I'll start putting energy onto the Haunter. I have 2 energies to attach, so I might as well do that here. I will attack. I have to 3-shot them, right? That part's not good. Right. At some point, they're going to grab these energies back with Turo. I could put on the Pidgeot EX. That's the other line of thought to me because they rare candy, so they don't want to Turo that out of play. But now I take them out next turn, right? So that's the good news. Because of that attachment from hand, I now finish them off. They should have tried to accelerate with their Charizard EX, but maybe they couldn't get him into play. Actually, they could have. So they made a mistake there, and that may, this is big. They're not going to 1-shot me, and I now 2-shot them, which was important. Otherwise, I was 3-shotting them. So they made a major mistake. So 4 energies. I mean, okay. I mean, all right. I mean, I get it. I guess I get it. I'm not. I mean, I don't think I'm going to attack him quite that many times. I don't think, but that's fine. So I do the 160, which is great. I think I want just let the energies go out of play that time. All right, so I want to Arven. I do have hammers, but I don't think I want that. I need to do this. I mean, I could. I think I need to get Bibarel into play, actually. I think I grab Bibarel here. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't think I need the rod, really. It doesn't feel like a rod game. So I want to keep the rare candy. And I think I do want to keep the boss. No, I want to grab Bibarel. And I'll Skwovet. And then I will... And this is a Skwovet Bibarel turn here, I think. If I get a Gengar EX, I just evolve, which would be lovely. Okay, well, so I can get my another Gengar EX in play with all energy on him. So that's very good. I could even go for... do I have... No, wait. Do I... See, this guy evolved from the stage 1. No, I don't have another stage 1 index, so don't make that play. So I think at this point I just... Well, I could... Wow, okay. So I'll attack. I'll slide the energy onto the Rotom V, I guess. No, actually, I'd rather not. I'd rather the energy just go in the discard pile. That's better. I mean, because they're gonna recover from the discard pile anyway, I assume. They made a huge mistake, but they still probably survived that mistake, is what I'd say. Now they still only 2-shot my EX, right? They can't 3-shot my EX, and I mean 1-shot until if I've taken 4 prizes, can they take me out? I don't think they can with 1-shot, can they? 120. I think no, they do 300. So it's not until I've taken 5 prizes that they can 1-shot me. So getting to 5 prizes is something I need to not do. Right? That becomes very easy to know. All right, so I want to ideally Giovanni's charisma would be very nice at this point. So I think I Skwovet and Bibarel. I mean, I could try to... No, I don't think I want a Counter Catcher at this point in the game. I'll attach here. Get him ready. I'd like to get a Giovanni's. That's what I'd like to do. Like that. I don't need to accelerate energy anyway, so that's good for sure. So done there. It makes me say done, which is a bit silly. Hopefully I get this other Gengar evolved. I don't. I think I want to... I think I just want to attack, right? If I had Rod, did I get rid of my Rod, by the way? No, yeah, I did. Okay, so I'll just keep doing this. I mean, they can attack now, but they're down to their, look, they have energy to attack this turn, but now next turn, they won't have energy. I mean, they can, right? I can, right now, I can get them down to no energies next turn. Unless they Iono me. Right now I have the charisma and my attack. So I can put him down to 0 energies on him. Actually, maybe I should have, rather than discarding that 1 energy, maybe I should have forced it to the Rotom V, because that they recover it with the Turo. But the Turo puts it to hand. They need it in the deck for Charizard. It's easier to go from discard to deck than hand to deck, I think. Okay, but they don't get the knockout here, right? So, okay. So I want to... Well, I go for the hammer play, right? That's one thing. If I hit heads, I'm in really good shape. Tails, man, I don't think, I'm not sure I've gotten one heads with this deck yet. I'm not certain. It feels like it. I haven't, but I could be wrong about that. All right, I'll use this hammer again. Give me one heads, please. It'd actually be huge. Wow, the deck, these hammers just cannot come up heads. Okay, so, but it does also get me 5 cards. I kind of need Giovanni's Charisma. I missed that as well. I can't evolve my other Gengar, so this is bad news. This is really bad news. Yeah, I mean, that's just what I couldn't afford. I had a lot of outs, and I missed all of them. And at this point, and I can't take out the guy on the bench. I can't afford that either. So, you know, if I had hit, you know, I should have hit one head, so I was unlucky there. Or I could have hit Giovanni's Charisma. I saw a bunch of enough cards to have decent odds of hitting a Giovanni's Charisma. That was an unlucky turn, right? I should have been able to get rid of that other second energy that turn. You know, I feel like I should have. 2 hammers, obviously, is like 75% chance of hitting one. And I also had, the thing is though, they can't attach from hand. So now they're in a bit of a situation. That's really good. So they need to evolve the other Charmander into the Charizard, and maybe they can here. So they're getting energy back in the deck, and that's big. Okay. So I have, well, this isn't good. Once again, this isn't good with this Rare Candy in hand. I mean, I have 3 in deck, I think. I have at least 2 in deck. I'm pretty certain. I'm not sure if one's prized. The way I've been, the rate I've been seeing it through, they've been cycling through, I don't think I just have 1. They can't one-shot me, though. That's the good news. Once I get down to 2 prizes, though, they could one-shot me, so they shouldn't have attached the tool to that guy. That was a mistake, I would say. I mean, maybe they can... So, all right, we'll see what they do here. See what happens. What's the energy count, too? Okay, so I have the knockout. That's really good. I have Prime Catcher, but I don't think I want that. I need to knock him out, right? I really need to evolve this guy too on the bench though, and I keep just missing the cards consistently. The way I've been, okay, well give me a Rare Candy this time, and I have it. So let's see. All right, I got it that time. That's really good. That's actually that's actually very. So what do I want to keep? I get rid of Earthen Vessel. Do I want the Charisma card? Let me think. Or do I want Counter Catcher? I can't one-shot with Counter Catcher, right? So I probably want Giovanni. He's going to evolve, get energy on him. So I want Giovanni's Charisma. So hopefully they can't stream attacks, right? Because if they need to, they're losing their tool, and that's a big deal too. That was a big, you know, they think they attached the tool the wrong time, wrong spot. So I'm going to move this onto Rotom V just because there's a lot of energy there already. So they missed the attack. That was really big for me. And at this point, what can they do? I don't know what they can do. I mean, they finish him off this turn, right? They don't have a spread attack. They had a spread attack. Okay. I mean, this is a really good hand, so I can use the Charisma this turn, so I can get rid of 2 energies on my turn. And they can't one-shot me unless they can recover the tool, right? I'm pretty sure they don't get the knockout. But they have the energies, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many energies do they play in the deck, though? Can they get all 3? Do they have 3 more energies? They might, but they're going to have to manually attach on their turn. So they only have 1 So 2, well, that's really bad. So I think now, so now I 2-shot them. They take me out. I think I just win the game. I may, so now I have a question. Do I want to, maybe I don't play Giovanni's Charisma, right? Because that goes back in the hand, and they can attack with Charmander, and I don't like that, right? So I think I just want to attack here, right? Do I want to Arven or something? I'll Arven. Let's see what I have here. I mean, Prime Catcher is really good too, but I'm going to just fail with this guy here. Just want to thin out my hand a little bit. Don't bench him. I don't want him into play. And I will attack at this point, I guess. Attack, move the energy. I am concerned about, yeah, because they can attack with Radiant Charizard, and I one-shot him, but that doesn't give me game, so I don't really want them to attack with Radiant Charizard. So let's see what happens. Did I get this right? I think not. Giovanni, so they have that, but I don't think they have knockout, do they? Okay, they have boss. So they have boss for game. So anyway, it is what it is. So didn't matter what I did there. So came up just short, and that's, this is kind of how this deck's been going, I guess is what I'll say. So, early on I was seeing a lot of ancient boxes, and it was generally pretty good against that. Now, stop seeing those, and it's just gotten tougher. So part of it, matchup dependent, and also the deck is a little inconsistent setting up, but it's fun when it works, but unfortunately it's been overly inconsistent, I gotta say, and that's kind of where the deck is at, I'd say.